Hello, what is up, Hydrow? My name is Owen. Thank you so very much for joining me this morning. This is 20 minutes of morning yoga. I love doing yoga in the morning. It's the best way to start the day. A little bit of time for yourself, a little movement, a little breath and focus. A couple blocks might be useful for you, and we'll get started in a comfortable seat. So for me, I'm gonna sit cross-legged, and I'm gonna take one of those blocks. If you don't have a block, you could use something like a blanket or a pillow. So cross-legged would look like this, just one shin in front of the other. If you prefer, you can be on the knees in more of an upright position, but however you'd feel comfortable sitting, find that. Sit really well, and then relax your shoulders. Find a soft gaze, or just allow your eyes to close for a moment. And begin to deepen your breath. As you take these deeper, fuller rounds of breath, sitting up nice and tall, just consider why you showed up today. What do you need from the practice? Do something that yoga gives us that we can take with us into the rest of the day. It's focus, or space in the body, patience. Just acknowledge that if that's clear. And just as you are here, one more big breath, fill up. Open your mouth, just let it go. Blink your eyes open if they closed, and let's meet in a tabletop. All fours. So you will stack your shoulders over the wrists and your hips over the knees. And we're moving pretty gently this morning. Inhale to dip the belly, pull the heart forward. And exhale to round the spine and press the floor down. We're just moving through our cat-cows. Couple more. And you use the movement here to help you smooth out the breath. Inhale to match the exhale. And the next time you come through a neutral spine, just pause there in your tabletop. You keep your left hand planted. Breathe in to take your right arm out and up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, thread the arm underneath you, reach to the left, and then inhale will open back up. So pulsing this. Inhale to reach, and then exhale to thread. One more. Inhale, open, and exhale to thread. And then come to tabletop, and we'll switch. The right hand stays planted. So inhale the left arm, turning through the ribs. Exhale to thread. Reach, and then inhale, we open back up. Exhale to thread. One more. Inhale. Exhale, thread. Back to all fours. Take the knees out a little bit wider, left and right. Press your hips back, child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Let the hips get heavy. And then the forehead gets heavy. Whole body gets heavy, and you breathe. Spread the fingers, ground down through the palms, lift the hips and tuck your toes. Keep the rootedness of your palms, but lift the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. And then explore, so any movement that would feel good. You might just pedal the feet. You can bend deeply into one knee and then the other. You might shake out the head or open and close the jaw. And then if you found that movement, Start to find stillness. Really press the palms down and forward. From that press, lift the hips up and back, any amount. Let's roll to a high plank pose. Just pause there. Drop the knees down, and we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Sphinx pose, so come up onto the forearms. And the elbows here, they're just ahead of the shoulders. Drag the arms back in towards you. Feed the chest forward. And then you can stay, or adding a neck release, dip your left ear to the left shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. And your right ear, right shoulder. And then back and forth like that a few times on your own. Keep the back bend of it all. Keep the forearms pressing down and dragging back. You're feeding the back body forward towards the front body. And all the while, the breath is really full and even. That's the most important thing. And you'll pause with your head in center and lower all the way down to the floor. Plant your hands by the low ribs. Please press through all fours, tuck the toes, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Try not to lock out the legs. So little bend in the knees so that you can lift the hips more. And then you'll lift the heels up. Bend your knees deeply, look forward, and we'll take a walk. A lazy walk up to a fold at the top of the mat. And then any fold once you're there, I'll take ragdoll, so reaching for opposite elbows, head heavy. Bend the knees so that the ribs can come a little closer towards the thighs. We'll take one more breath in, and on exhale, hands down towards the floor. Inhale to a halfway lift, so hands might come to shins, heart forward. Exhale to fold back down. Do that twice more. Inhale, that length, and exhale, fold down. One more. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, and exhale to fold. Stay rounded, just press the feet, slow roll, all the way back, up, stand, and then when the head stacks over the body, you sweep the arms out, palms up, press the feet, reach tall, hands to heart center, and arms down by the side. Press really well into the feet, they're about hips width apart. Sweep your arms up, let's grab the right wrist with the left hand, and then side bend over to the left. Press a little more firmly down through that right foot. Breathe into your side body. And you'll come up through center and switch. Side bending over towards the right. Press the left foot down, especially. And come back up through center. Breathe in, reach tall. Breath out, forward fold, dive down. Half lift inhale. And your exhale, plank pose, step, step. One inhale. Exhale, knees up or down, we'll lower down to the belly. Untuck the toes and take the hands wide off the mat. Tented fingertips. Elbows up. Press the feet. Let's inhale to lift the head and chest, shoulders back, and then exhale, dip your right shoulder, gaze under your left arm. Inhale, come back up through center, and then exhale, dip your left shoulder, gaze right. Inhale up through center, one more time each side, exhale, dip right shoulder. Inhale through center, exhale, dip left shoulder. Inhale, last back bend, we come through center, and then exhale, down to the floor. Hands by the low rib, press through all fours, downward facing dog, hips high. Take your right leg long behind you, Bend the knee, open the hip. Keep pressing that outer left hip back. Re-square the hips, extend that top leg, move forward. Step to a low lunge. Back knee down. Option for hands to blocks. Or hands to that front thigh. Option to reach the arms up. A little bit here, you bring hips down and forward. Drag the front heel back in towards you. And we'll come into a twist, so a couple options. You could take the left hand down to the floor, reach the right arm high. If you're upright, you could find an open twist. Or the deepest twist, you could take prayer twist, left elbow over right knee. And you could go palm to palm. I prefer bottom hand as a fist, top hand as a glove. And you turn, turn, turn. Wherever you're at, the inhales are for space in the rib cage and length along the spine. And the exhales, that's where you're turning. It's a little softening through the belly. And that's how you turn. Take one more breath in. And then release. Let's find hands framing that front foot. I like blocks here, but you could tent the fingertips, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. So this is our runner's lunge here. So strong in that back leg. Drive from the ball down to that back foot, front shin forward. You can inhale, heart forward, find that length. And then exhale, straighten any amount through that front leg for pyramid pose. And then with the breath, let's go inhale, bend back into the front knee, runners. And then exhale to pyramid, hips back. And then one more inhale, runners. And then exhale to pyramid. Bend back into your front knee. Ditch the blocks, step back to plank pose. Knees up or down, we'll lower all the way. Low cobra now, so press the feet, heart forward. And then lower down. Downward facing dog, where we need. Take all that on the second side. So really root down through the palms here. You can keep that left leg long. Bend the knee. Open the hips. Keep the press of that right thigh bone back. The right hip back. And then re-square the hips. Extend that top leg, move forward. Let's step to a low lunge. Back knee down. You've got your options for this lunge. Hands to blocks. Hands on the front thigh. Arms up. And if you're wobbly here, it's cool. The work to stabilize comes from the legs firming in towards one another. So imagine you can pull that front heel back. You're pressing the back shin down. Dragging it forward. And if you're reaching up to the arms, feel how it really begins from the press of that back foot. Feel that long line going up. Let's find that twist. So either right hand to the floor, arms open, or a prayer twist. Elbow over knee. Return. And you're using the breath. And can you feel here that there's a little back bend happening just in the very top of the pose. That helps to bring the top shoulder around. You get more of a twist there. You keep going out and forward through the crown of the skull. Always looking for length, and that's what we twist around. Last breath in, and release. Hands on the floor, where you find those blocks. Tuck your back toes, and lift the back knee. Runner's lunge. Strong in that back leg, inhale, look forward. And then exhale, we straighten the front leg, hips back for pyramid. And with the breath, inhale. And exhale, straighten. One more, inhale. And then exhale, we straighten. Inhale, re-bend. Ditch the blocks. Plank pose. Last back bend, you'll lower either halfway or all the way. And you'll take either low cobra or maybe an upward facing dog here. And then downward facing dog one last time. Hips up and back. I want you to feel all that space that you've created here. This is probably pretty different from the first downward facing dog. one more big breath in. And then let that go. Drop the knees. Either child's pose or just any tall seat on the shins for a moment, soft shoulders, soft gaze, or you let the eyes close. And let's just breathe here for a minute. Notice the effects of your practice. Notice the quality of your breath, heart rate, any mental qualities of the mind. Right, for me, whenever I practice, I sort of feel a little more capable. And that's a good thing to feel first thing in the morning before you begin your day. Feel more spacious. All right, no rush about it, but we're going to meet on the back. And you'll arrive with your knees bent and your feet planted. You scooch the heels in as close as they'll comfortably come. They are outer hips width distance. And take a bridge pose here. So press into your feet and lift the hips up. And you stay. If there's more to go, you might tuck one shoulder blade and then the other underneath the back. If you do that, you're really pressing down through not just the feet, but the upper arms. And then if it feels like the legs are opening out left and right, can you get heavier through the inner line of the feet? When you do that, you really contain the legs so they're on straight and you're just lifting up. Imagine you could spin your inner thighs down to the floor. And the outer hips could lift any amount more. And if you're up, you stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Let's come on down. Hug the knees into your chest. Tight squeeze, little rock left and right. And keep a hold of your right knee, send the left leg long out in front of you. You can inhale, and on exhale, we'll twist. So right knee comes across the body over to the left. And open up through the upper body. If you're not loving this version of the twist, you can take any twist. So you might just have both knees bent, legs stacked. That might be a bit more accessible. There's some way to wring out the body here. And we're smoothing out the breath. That's really the main transferable skill from yoga. Balance, the flexibility, the focus, that's all nice, but the real skill that will show up in your everyday life is the ability to come back to the breath, come back to center when you get a little rattled, which happens, right? Let's come back through center. And then hug both knees into your chest once more. This time you'll keep the left knee and send the right leg long out in front of you. Take a breath in, and then you'll exhale to twist. So left knee comes over to the right. And we'll open up. You're finding space. Every breath in, fill the rib cage. Every breath out, you soften something. Soften through the belly, soften the jaw, soften some mental effort. Gives you some work that you're doing that you can let go here. Let's take one more breath in. And then let that go. Last time, hug the knees up into the chest. And then either by rocking up and down or by pressing your way off to one side, meet in that same tall seat we began our practice in. You're welcome to take support here, block, blanket, pillow, whatever. And sit nice and tall. Just let the shoulders soften. Let the eyes close or just find a soft gaze. These last few rounds of breath here. You feel the inhales move up the front body, lifting, spreading the collarbones. And the Exhales move down the back body, softening shoulders, rooting you down. Just be very present for a few more rounds of breath. We'll close one last breath together through the nose. Take a full breath in. Open your mouth, just let it go. Blink the eyes open if they closed. My name is Owen. I thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me. You take with you from your practice anything that serves you, and you leave behind anything that is no longer serving you. And just be so grateful that you chose to start your day in this way. I'll see you on the next one.